I did a little shopping today, Patrick said, not looking at Persephone as he made his way around to the other side of the bed. I picked up these sheets and pillowcases and more stuff for the bathroom. He lit up one of his fat, fragrant, unmistakably lemon scented candles and continued. Anyway, I thought to myself that maybe you should be doing that type of stuff, shopping around for the little things for the house and buying little thingies for the shelves and cabinets and walls. You know what I mean? I want you to make this place your home too. Patrick flopped down on his side of the bed, folded his legs up, then looked over at Persephone. He pulled something out of his breast pocket and reached over for her Persephone's left hand. Persephone Jackson, I guess what I'm trying to say is, will you marry me? Patrick implored, looking in Persephone's eyes and asking the question in a near whisper. Persephone was so stunned she almost didn't notice the huge diamond and ruby ring Patrick was slipping on her left ring finger. She looked down. The fit was a little loose, but Persephone didn't care. It was beautiful and big. Patrick! Persephone looked up at him with her mouth agape. I told you, girl, I know a diamond when I see one. Even though you might be a little bit sensitive about your weight, I believe you are truly a beautiful woman, and any man would be proud to call you his bride. I want to be that man, you and me, husband and wife, whenever you say. If you want to do it tomorrow, I'm ready. If you want a small wedding, a big wedding, I'll pay for everything. Just let me know what time to be there. But just say you'll be my wife. Persephone Jackson, say you'll marry me. Patrick looked so serious, Persephone almost felt pity for him. They talked for 2 more hours. Well, there was talk for about 1 hour. The second hour was more sweet, intimate whispers and serious, heated foreplay. Before the night was through, Persephone agreed upon an engagement and that they'd see what could progress from there. By the time the two became one, the morning sun was on the verge of rising. They both fell asleep afterward. Persephone immediate to sleep, only a short time so that she could make it home before her mom and dad were up and about. She woke up at 11:30. Patrick kept telling her to stay, that she could live at his house, that she could go home, get her things, and move in with him. He'd even go with her to try and help explain things to her parents. No! Persephone yelled at him in a panic when he suggested that he should come with her. Let me handle that. When the time is right, we can all do that. But my parents just wouldn't handle this very well right now, okay? All right, but you give me a call later on. I just have to make a few runs this morning and get back with my agent, but I should be here later, Patrick said as he watched with interest as Persephone hurried about gathering up all her things. Okay, so I'll talk with you then. Persephone had gotten herself together in record time. She gave Patrick a quick kiss goodbye and was headed out the bedroom door when he stopped her. I want to send you some flowers, Seth, Patrick began. Leave me your address. My address? My address? You're not gonna try and drop by, are you, Patrick? Persephone questioned as she searched in her purse for a pen and scrap of paper. She found an old envelope, junk mail addressed to occupant, and was about to write out her address when she realized that she was what she was doing. She circled her address instead and placed the envelope on top of a chest of drawers that stood next to the door. She blew Patrick a quick kiss and said goodbye, diamond ring glistening from her finger. 4 days passed. Persephone hadn't heard from Patrick since that Wednesday morning. She had come close to getting kicked out of the house that day. Her mother yelled at Persephone as soon as she walked through the side door. Look at you stepping your ass up in here after you're out partying all night long. Your breath stinking and you're smelling like a damn alley cat. Ain't gonna be ain't gonna be no more days like this. You hear me? Your ass think you gonna be grown and do your shit all up in the streets, then come up in my house, staying up all night and all the morning. Hell no. Persephone just bit her tongue, trying not to blurt out that she was moving out soon anyway, and made her way upstairs to her room. Her mother was just projecting what she wanted to tell her father all those years. She could remember Ma using those same verbal attacks, using the exact same wording on her dad when he'd stayed out all night long. And now he was hardly home at all. Persephone had often wondered if her mother realized or cared that she'd taken all her deep rooted frustrations about having an unhappy marriage out on her children. Persephone had spent most of her life trying to get her mother's approval. What child doesn't seek their parents' approval? But in Persephone's case, she had developed a closed chute way of channeling the barrage of negative comments her mother had heaped upon her through the years. Near the center of their house, there was a tin tunnel inside the walls. On the main floor and upstairs, there were little waist high doors with small chrome knobs. These doors were used to toss dirty clothes down the tunnel into the awaiting clothes basket in the basement's laundry room. It was the same system that many hotels use. Once Persephone had gotten stuck in the chute during a game of hide and seek. She thought she could slide down like Jasmine so often did, but for a few major organ squeezing moments, Persephone was sure she was about to die. She could barely breathe, and her body, although vertical, was at the mercy of fate. She wanted to scream or cry, but didn't have enough air to even breathe. Finally, with a whoosh, she felt release. Gravity had kicked in, and Persephone came crashing down on top of the pile of sheets and pillowcases from their beds. When she'd been spit out of the end of the laundry chute, she had felt an unbelievable sense of freedom. Now that was where she sent all of the negative things she'd encountered in her life, the closed chute in her mind. Bad things went into the chute to be cleansed. Persephone had called and left messages on Patrick's answering machine and had even sent him a nice lovey dovey card that she thought was so sweet. But are my flowers? She thought after the fourth day rolled around. She'd put the ring in the shop to have it sized that afternoon. But when she got the ring out, about 6 days later, and still hadn't heard anything from Patrick, she knew it would be uncomfortable to wear it. She would have to explain that she was engaged, but she hadn't talked to the guy in days, and that yes, the ring was real because the jeweler where she had the ring size said it was worth approximately $20,000 to $23,000. She had looked at her. He had looked at her as if he thought that maybe the person she had given who had given her the stone had obtained it illegally. Persephone felt so betrayed when 2 weeks went by and no Patrick. She called Jasmine, hoping to have someone to share her troubles with. She thought maybe if Jasmine was for sure, she could finally make that visit. Persephone knew the Lord was showing her how he worked when she spoke to Jasmine's assistant, Jim, and he said that he was supposed to get in touch with Persephone days ago. He let her know that she could pick up her ticket the following morning